I bought some cokes. Yeah. These two are for tomorrow. My brother's coming to visit, and then this one I'm going to drink now. Slurp it in the car. I had an idea for this video, but now the rhythm of this day is different and I'm losing daylight. Coca-Colas are expensive, man, in the stores nowadays. For one, this big one you have €1.85, and this small one is €1.10, and this whole thing cost me €4.80, which is too much, man. Too much. Same goes for chocolates, sprays, shampoos. Prices are up too much, mate, and it's stupid. Alright, we're in the car. Got in the car. Same route as the last time. In the previous video, I'm going to going to get water from spring. I planned this day sooner. I wanted to go when there was more daylight, but now I'm losing daylight. It's almost 8 p.m. But now since spring, the day is longer, more daylight. Yeah, the prices in the stores are now too much, and it's stupid. Like one big Coca-Cola used to be like euro, like last year. I remember something happened when this year happened. Last year and even years before, I went to get a Coke in a store, and it was one Coke, liter and a half, was €1.30 or something like that. Now you have one bottle €1.85. That's too much, man. You have like Milka 300 grams chocolates used to be almost €3, €2.30, which was also too much, but acceptable price. Now you have one chocolate that it's 300 grams, and it's €5.30, almost €6 for one 300 gram chocolate. That's too much, man. The market has gone. That's insane prices, it's too much. At the same time, I don't care, honestly. Prices are meaningless to me. But still, it's too much, man. It's too much. The way I see, money and all these prices and all that, it's all meaningless to me. I don't see it like, something costs €100, and then if I don't have money, then it's like, it pains me. No, man, it's like €100. Okay, what do I care? No, I have high standards for money. I've always had them, and I'm not like, to pay for something hundreds of euros. That doesn't seem much to me, honestly. For my father, yes, because he has small view of money, but for me, not really. Even though I don't have money, still I have fallen into this way of still living like I have money, and it's kind of funny, but kind of weird. On my way to do water business, to get water, and of course, as you can see, it's already dark. I went too late, man, for today. It's too late. Or like this. There, I can do this. I went too late, and it sucks. Sometimes, I enjoy going in the dark, but not today. I wanted to do it sooner, but I didn't wake up at the right time. I'm really sick and tired of being alone, man. I'm sick and tired of being alone. I had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these drives where it was just me and no one else, and the radio and the camera, occasionally, like now. I had many of these, and I'm really sick and tired of them, man. I really am. I'm sick and tired of being alone all the time, and to suffer with mental shit that I deal with. I'm sick and tired of being alone, man. I have a family, and I feel alone there. I'm not alone, that's how dysfunctional families work. you just never get the support that you would need, and you're alone. That's how it is. Yeah, I'm sick and tired. Quite a lot. I would like, you know, proper company that takes my aloneness away. And you know, this is what we're dealing with. Whatever you see, the infinite mirror. Whatever it is that you see. POV of driving. Yeah. I hope you saw something because it's dark. Alright, so I'm here now at the fountain for the water, and this is how it goes. We have bottles here now that it's dark, car is shining, and then we have this here. The fountain goes really fast, and this is what it is. Take the bottle, put it here, and hold it. Like there are also these ones here, but I don't use them. And now you know the further it is, the heavier it gets, so you have to use your biceps to hold it. And I fill it all up till the top. I like to be generous. There we go. And it's full. You see, like, I don't know, 20 seconds. Only. And then, you know, I take this, and I do this, and then there's one bottle down and others to go, and I just repeat this process, and that's it. Now this fountain has been here for around 20 years, and they mixed up this one. This pipe had it was, I don't know, it wasn't working, so they had to mix it up. And now this one is goes really fast, man. It's been like this for years, and it used to, you know, sometimes it didn't go fast. Like when it was raining the other day, in the past, then the water went really quick, and when it didn't rain, not much water. So they fixed this with this pipe, and now it's constantly flowing. It's like, you know, 20 seconds per bottle, and it can be really quick. But sometimes it took, you know, like an hour and a half to fill them all up. So improvement, and it's pretty cool. You know, it's quick, and it's nearby where I live, and the best water here around. We're done. I've loaded everything up. We're done. I'm slightly tired, you know, but all good. All good. Now we have a victorious sip of Coke. Yep. There you go. There you go. Victorious sip of Coke. I had some already. Cheers. Really good, mate. And we have in the bottles or in the can different flavor, you know. So it depends on what you like. You buy, you know, I do both, you know, sometimes one, sometimes the other. Yeah, and now slow drive back. I enjoy slow drives with the car, so I'm gonna do that now. Alright, there's a couple of things I would like to say. I go in a car, you know, for privacy. I can speak in a car, no one will hear me. Like I was just, you know, outside, and then I went here. Specific, you know, just to make this video. Alright, so there's, you know, a couple of things I would like to talk about. The first one is, like a week ago or so, I found out what the name is of the building that I've been whining about for in many videos, the building where you have to pay taxes and you have to pay health insurance, or just taxes that come with with life, taxes that no one wants to pay and you have to pay them, bills and all that. And the building is called IRS in English terms, in English language. Like here, it's not called this way, and that's why I wasn't really sure, how to say it, because I didn't know how this thing is called. But I think it's IRS. So IRS is the thing that bugs me quite a lot. It annoys me. It's in my opinion, it's a unnecessary building that it's just unnecessary, and it's annoying, and it's stupid. Like no one wants to pay taxes. I don't want to pay them either because I don't give a shit. But they have to be, and in a way, I don't mind. You have to pay, so you pay. So what? I don't like to deal with IRS because here it's they're low frequent buildings with low frequent people, and that just by when you go to the place you feel weak energy and you feel slightly worse. Let's say you have a good day and then you go to a certain place and you feel a little bit worse. Why? Because your energy went down, your vibration went down, because you went into a lower frequent place that has lower frequency than you do. That's why you feel low. There's a lot of those kind of public places in my country. So many, mate, so many. That's why I just try to stay at home and don't go to these places. So yeah, I remember it was in 2018 or something. There was had to go to IRS for scholarship, and I remember it was low frequent place. But now it's different, now it's for health insurance that you don't even need, in my opinion. So what I want to say is how what I've fallen into, the situation with IRS. I did not plan it, I've fallen into, and I've already made videos about this, how when you're done with college, you're not you don't have any student status anymore. And when you don't have student status, you have to pay for health insurance then, which is now $70 per month, which is quite a lot. So when I was, had these statuses, and I had the status, I didn't have to pay. But now I don't have the status for second year, I think. And I have to pay it. And the thing with me is, I don't have any source of income. I don't have any money. Money doesn't come from nowhere. I just don't have money, and I haven't signed myself up into this IRS building because I just don't give a shit. I don't want to be part of it. I never did. And the problem is then you're constantly in debt, and you have $70-ish per month, and you don't pay that for a whole year or something, and then it gathers up to like $800 you have to pay for a year, and you have to throw money away. That's how it is. But if you sign yourself up to this IRS thing, you don't have to pay anything. They pay it for you. But the catch is that when they search jobs for you, you have to go on these interviews or whatever, because if you don't, you sort of lose your rights, and then you have to pay this health insurance thing again. Like, this is such bullshit, in my experience. But I can't really do anything about the government. None of us can. We can't, change the government in a quick time. Maybe in a while, But you can't change the system, No one likes the system, and you have to deal with shit that you don't like. We all have the same experience, No one wants to deal with this shit. So with me now, the last time I paid for this health insurance was last year in May, I recall. But now I haven't paid it now for a whole year, and it's going to be around 800 euros to pay. And of course, I can't pay since I don't have any money. Like, what can I do like with 40 bucks? Nothing. Um, and I don't know what to do, and I know something will, I'll figure something out, and I figured, I'm going to go to this IRS thing because, and join apparently, because even though, I don't want to, I said that I rather die than to join, which is still true. The thing is, it just annoys the shit out of me, and I don't want to pay every month, or just I don't want to throw money away for this stupid health insurance thing. If I had like something to have income, extra income that I would just pay for this stupid health insurance thing, I wouldn't mind. I thought about having like online thing where I could do that, like maybe cryptos or something. I don't know, where I would get like extra $1,000 euros per month, and then I would have no problems, to give it to IRS. I don't give a shit, and they leave me alone for a whole year. Um, so that's the problem now. It has been last year as well. I have to pay this thing, and I can't pay since I don't have any money, and I honestly don't know what to do to have money. What kind of job. I'm interested in doing online things, as I've said many times before, but I don't have any luck with that either. So I have fallen into, it's been now years, I have fallen into this thing of not doing anything with my life, not knowing what to do quite with my life, and I just do nothing. And then, when it comes to money, the debt grows and you don't do much about it, and it just grows until eventually you get envelopes you have to pay, and I already got it. And I was supposed to pay, a few days ago, but this has passed, so I'll be waiting on an envelope. They'll probably be threatening me with court or something. I will straighten this up. I don't want to show you that I'm lazy with this thing. That's not at all. You see, the thing is, I just don't give a shit about this thing. Why? Because I'm a rebel. That's the first thing. And the second one is, if you experience severe depression and nihilistic experiences in your life, there's going to be less than 5 things that you'll care about. So that is why I don't care about this IRS shit. That is why. I don't care about many things. I don't care about money either. I don't even want to live anymore. As you might know already. So that's how it is. You don't really care much about things. So yeah, that's the IRS thing. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do to have money. There's many things I could do, but maybe, if I take a chance, I don't know. But the thing is, I would like, to have someone to say something, give me a blueprint, and then I'll do it. But most likely nothing will happen. So I don't want to show you that I'm lazy or like irresponsible in any way. That's not the case at all. I have fallen into this depressing life, and if you have depressing life, there's not many things you care about, and there's many things you don't have. You don't have. If you're a depressing individual, you won't have a job or something. You won't have any money. Depression things, mental health things equals, like being overweight, being without a job, having no money, still live at parents or something. This goes hand in hand. So you see, it's not that you do that deliberately. You fall into this kind of experience, which is not 100% your fault either. It's not 100% my fault that I am the way I am. So yeah, I'm concerned for this IRS thing. I don't know what to do. It causes me certain stress, certain worries, but it's not the same as last year. Last year I've almost committed suicide because of how stressful it was. This year I don't even feel it, almost. It doesn't really affect me that much because I'm stronger, which is great. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. That's absolutely true. Even the unbearable pains where you want to quit and you don't quit for no reason, this makes you stronger. Pain makes you stronger. So I'm much stronger than what I was the last year, and these things don't really affect me that much, which is great. So yeah, I need solution, for this IRS thing, but I don't know what to do. But I know that something will come up, as it always does. and I know that my life will still be miserable. It won't go for better. So the other thing is I want to talk about as well is I think there are certain experiences in life that you have that cripple you, that potentially scar you for life. And that's what I've experienced. And I'm not saying that everything is that way, but that's what my life experience has been with certain of these things that I've experienced. There are, in these 6 years, there are certain things that I've experienced and they have scarred me. They've changed me for the worse. Um, and I still have consequences. I feel broken on the inside, mentally and emotionally. Um, just, my whole beingness. I feel broken and it's been years. And I think that's how it is. Certain experiences scar you either for life or for just a very, very long time, and it leaves consequences. In my experience, you can't really fix that. I don't think it can be fixed. I think that, if certain things scar you, then you're scarred, for life, potentially, or just for an insane amount of time, 10 years or something. And when you think, you experience infinite days that never want to end, and I think that's how certain experience, that's what I've experienced. It's not like I'm convinced. That's my experience. And apparently with my experience is this kind of way. You get scarred, something, you have cruel life experiences, they destroy you, and you know how hard to try to fix them, to take them away. They don't go away, they just persist, and unbearable pains persist. And then you're forced to live with them. You're forced to live with them, because you wake up every day as you can't really switch. A lot of times I've wished to switch life with someone, but no, mate. I wake up as this guy every day, and it's life stopped being fun years ago, around 2002 for me. But it doesn't want to stop. You gotta keep on going. There was a Simpsons game called Tapped Out, and there's Grandpa Simpson. He's old, and there was a quote from him that he said that life stops being fun at certain point, but you have to keep doing it. You see, that's unfair, man. Life is not fair in certain of these experiences. Like, what do you do when you don't want to live anymore, and you feel like you're ready to go, but yet life still goes on. You can't do shit about it, mate. So that's how I feel every day. I feel broken, and I'm not mentally stable. I have like emotional pain, void pain. It's like you have void within yourself, and void equals depressing feelings, whatever it is, nihilistic feelings, experiences. I feel it, literally. I feel it that I have certain voids within me, certain scars, and I live with them forcefully because I wake up as me every day, and whatever I do, then they don't go away. So it's like, I don't know, man. I'm in pain basically every day. The most unbearable pains went away, but still, my life is painful. Every day I'm in mental pain, emotional pain, and it's a lot. Most of the times it's too much. But yeah, I live with pain all the time. It pains, to live, and that's not really cool. Okay, I had again planned how I wanted to say this, but now I'm not quite in the state mental that I would want, but it's bright right now and it's time. I have time to say it. There's no one around. That's why I'm doing this. So I don't really know, man, what the solution to these nihilistic experiences is, and this depression that it's not, I'm not depressed, I just said it is depression. Like, for the depression, I know a solution. I've been depressed once in my life, 10 years ago, literally, and I've done bioenergetics and Osho's dynamic meditation, and my depression went away forever. But this nihilistic experiences, apathy, and not wanting to live anymore and forcing yourself to live, not having any more reasons to live. Uh, have an empty life without purpose. That's a different story, mate. These nihilistic experiences, I don't know what the solution to that is. I really don't. Of course, to the to my head, it's always, kill yourself. That's the solution. But supposedly we're not allowed to do that. Um, I have gotten used to this unbearable pains that I've experienced, and I have used to have no support from anyone, to just be alone all the time. Because in my experience, people are useless. Everyone is useless. And I know that's not the best view to have. It's a very isolating view, but it's sort of true, mate. Doesn't matter with who I speak with, I never get anywhere with anyone. And that's not, 100% my fault. Some, yes, but you have to understand, that experiences that I had changed me into impossible character. So it's not that I'm like this, I haven't been this way all the time. I was actually always the exact opposite. So it really sucks if no amount of words can show really people what I'm showing. So eventually you give up. I've given up basically in reaching out to people, because I've spoken with 10 people or something. I've never gotten anywhere with anyone. People don't know what I'm saying. People don't understand. They misinterpret. And people don't care about me either, right? So that's how it is. People don't care about you. You gotta understand, if you have certain problems, you're going to be alone for a very long time, so get used to it. Especially with male. Mental health for men is lacking quite a lot in this world, too much. So if as a man you find yourself in unbearable mental states, you're alone, my friend, which is very unfortunate. That's what I've experienced. In the worst time, I was alone. There was no one there. When I couldn't fight anymore, that was all me, I had to fight when I couldn't fight anymore. You're on your own, which sucks, but that's apparently what a man can fall into. And mental health with men, very shabby, mate. So you gotta be a strong motherfucker to survive something that is unbearable. Or you just force yourself. That's what I've done. In the worst days, I just strictly force myself. There's no reason to live anymore. When there's too much pain, you just force yourself through, and eventually it ends. And it did end for me. But then again, fully it never ends for me. So it's extremely tricky with mental health as a man. And it is the same, for women, but I don't know. I'm not a female, I'm not a woman, so I have no idea how that world works. But as a man, you're going to be alone a lot, so get used to the life cruelties. That's how it is, mate. And apparently, that's what I've experienced. I could be wrong, but that's my experience. Very isolating experience. Pain never goes away, and you tell to people, and people don't care about you. I've told people, that I want to commit suicide, either in person or on internet. No one cares, mate. People don't care. People don't give me the support that I would like to see, that I would need, and that's it. And even the people that are useful in my eyes, even they, the ones that I've spoken with, somehow end up useless, which doesn't make sense to me. But apparently that's how it is. You can't rely on anyone, mate. You can only rely on yourself. And if you don't rely on yourself, well, then what's the point, huh? Sort of. What's the point? So as a man, somehow it's orchestrated that you're alone a lot. Maybe that's just my experience, but I think that's how it is with men. Men are alone. Men suffer in silence a lot. So being a man, when it comes to these things, mental health, it's very, very, very hard. It's not easy, mate. It's really hard. So, yeah. Being a fighter, fighting when you can't fight anymore, that's, it's hard. It's really hard, man. But, it can be done. It can be done if you force yourself. It can be done. You can surpass the unsurpassable. It can be done. It's just extremely hard. Extremely hard. Yeah, I live a depressing life. I suffer every day. And I just put up with with everything because I'm forced to be me. I wake up every day as me. Can't do anything about that. Um, and no one notices. Pretty much, people don't know around. My family doesn't really know that much. They don't really know what's going on behind that much. They don't really question me that much. So yeah, that brings me to another topic. My family, it was better years ago, and I'm not happy about what happened with every one of us. Not with me and my whole family. We're just not the same as we were. We are much worse, and we are not happy as a whole family. We don't get along as we could have. My relatives as well. And it's not cool, man. I don't enjoy seeing my whole family, relatives as well, not being the happiest as we could have been. So that also is something that brings me down. Um, whenever it is that we hang out, it was, Easter yesterday. It was very boring, nothing special. But I don't care really about Easter, so I'm not really, I'm not happy with what happened to my family as well. I wish we could have had it better. I really do. And I don't think we deserved these kind of things. And I know for me, I didn't really deserve any of these cruelties. I don't deserve this cruelty that I've experienced. And I don't deserve to have, a miserable life. I deserved better. I know, I still do. Because, I'm a good guy. And it's always, the good guys. The good people, get screwed up the most. The good people are fucked up and apparently, destroyed forever. I don't know, mate. If, is anyone, let me see, if people are actually a lost case forever, I don't know. If you're really, destroyed forever from certain life experiences, I don't know. It looks like you are through my experiences, but maybe you're not. I don't know. Time will tell, I guess, or I don't know what to say, but experiences do destroy you. And it's really hard to live with that, to cope with that. And it's interesting, how certain things happen to me, and I mourn. I have mourning for 6 years or something now. I mourn for these things that the way I had it imagined didn't happen, and I feel mourning. And I cannot get past what happened with me, man. I cannot surpass this thing. I had certain vision and it didn't happen. I can't get beyond that. I have tried a lot of times, of course I did. I just can't get through it, mate. That's how it is. Don't know why. Can't get through it, and I suffer. And there is also a difference, when you have problems in your head. Things haunt me in my head. Now, if things haunt you, that's a different story. If you have like certain things in your head, you can resolve them. But things that haunt you, it's a different thing. It's like, you wake up and things, get into your head, and they are haunting you in the head. Haunting is a bad word. Haunting is not. Haunting is something, that doesn't want to go away. Something that is constantly weighing you down and doesn't want to go away no matter what you do. This dark cloud either in your head or above you, whatever. It's haunting, persistent thing that doesn't want to go away. And it's a different thing, like if you have like certain negativity, then eventually it goes away. That's different. But things that haunt you don't want to go away. That's why you say they haunt you. You don't say that you're struggling. I don't know, what would you say? Something that is not, the word haunting. But things haunt me in my head, and that's different. You cannot get. It takes time, to get rid of things that haunt you. Maybe you don't get rid of. I don't know. So I don't know what else to say, but that's sort of it. What I wanted to say. I'm mostly alone. I feel mostly alone throughout the day. Alone and lonely. These are two things. They're not the same. And that's how it is. When I hang out with people, either in person or online, I don't feel, that lonely and alone. But usually, I'm very alone with things that I experience. And I don't really like it. I like my alone time at certain points, but when it's too much, mate. So I don't really enjoy that, being alone all the time. So I don't like it. So yeah, I put up with painful life and cruel life experiences, and somehow they persist. And of course, not everything in life, is sunshine and rainbows. It's not. And truth sometimes it's painful. It's miserable truth sometimes. And sometimes you gotta say things, the way they are, even if they are miserable. And that's how it is. It sucks, mate. It sucks. Life cruelty sucks, and I wish it wouldn't exist. No one deserves it, especially not me. But maybe evil people do. Maybe super evil people. Maybe they do. Yeah, I don't know what else to say here now. I've covered most of the topics that I wanted to say, but not quite full everything. I don't remember everything now. I'm going to stop here, I guess. Yeah. I guess that's it, Thanks for watching, Take care. And also, I went to the IRS and all these buildings right now, and I checked some information. I know certain things now. There's rain. I hate rain. I don't like it. It's like this, when it comes to this IRS thing, I only heard like rumors from people that told me things. Like my parents, they literally drove me insane 2 years ago. I wanted to kill myself because how insane they drove me with this IRS thing, how I must be part of it, and I refused because I didn't want to be part of it, and I still don't want to be part of it, I don't give a shit. That's not for me, I don't want it. But what I've heard from my what I've experienced, that I have different road with IRS than my parents do. I don't have the traditional road that they had. I have the exact opposite, it's unplanned road. I did not plan to have this kind of road, but it happened for me, and I'm winging it. Been winging it for years, and I'm learning along the way, which is quite challenging. And I have exactly different experience than my parents. It's not, their words weren't, a must. It's a law. No, they have their own story, and this is mine. It's a different experience, and I don't want to do it the way they've done it. And apparently you don't have to. It's what I've discovered. You see, check information, for yourself. Don't listen to other people. Check it for yourself. Make sure what is correct. Because this IRS thing, even though it annoys me, and I would erase it from existence, people that work there are actually kind people. They're harmless people. There's nothing to be afraid of. It's like even this debt that I have, it's not something so harsh as I have it in my head. It's much more loose, soft. How I would say, it's not the boogeyman. It really isn't. It's not that horrible at all. And even the people, there who work there are more chilled and want to help people that you don't have debt. And so that's pretty cool, man. So if you're a tight ass in your head, like I am a lot of times, or you have strictness in your head, it's not as strict as your head makes it to be all the times. It's sometimes it's the exact opposite when you check out the real thing. And this thing, IRS thing, it's not as strict as it was in my head. It's more chill, And I've been there now this morning. I've gathered some information to visit the 3 buildings. And I've got some bits of information, and I still have to call somewhere and probably go to another building to see what can be done. So you see, it's not that stressful. It's more soft. It's not that stressful, as I said. We'll figure something out the way I want it, I'll do it my way. I'm not going to do it what other people tell me. Alright, another day. Tuesday. Weekend is gone. I'm tired. I'm tired. Tired of life and all that crap. I went to car to brainstorm some stuff, and I see car as one of my offices because if I see here, I have the stuff to brainstorm, some snacks, some water, and I also got myself some non-alcoholic beer, Heineken. I'm not a fan of beers, but I got used to it now. Non-alcoholic beers aren't that bad, especially this one. Or yeah, I've got used to beer because I'm not into alcohol that much. I do enjoy, whiskeys more than beer, and wine is also good, and champagne. But I'm not for alcohol that much. So, but I got used to it, since I'm older. So yeah, car is one of my offices, and I have many offices, as I like to joke around. But then at the same time, I don't have an office at all. Like I would need it, we all would need it, place for silence, for where people can't disturb you, and all that. Um, and yeah, in my home, I have the balcony, then the toilet, and then the kitchen, and yeah, anywhere in where I live, where I can have a place to be my own, for silence, but that is not, a private room where I would have no disturbance. The most, that I experienced that was in college. I had sort of my own room, but then not quite fully because I had a roommate there, but luckily he wasn't that much in, so I had a lot of time for myself. So, privacy is extremely important, especially if you live in places where privacy doesn't exist. And that's a big problem. That's in my environment. So yeah, I went to car now to brainstorm this IRS shit, and I generally can't get myself to deal with this crap because I generally don't give a shit about this thing. I don't care that I have debt with health insurance thing. I don't care, honestly, man. I really don't. I don't even go to the doctors because I'm not sick. I do get sick sometimes, but it's just, having a cold. Um, but I don't even go to the doctors, man. So why the hell should I pay for health insurance if I don't use it? That doesn't make sense to me. I genuinely don't care about all this thing, that I have debt with this thing. I don't care about money. I don't care. I don't really care to pay for anything. I don't want to show you that I'm lazy or whatever. So why don't I care about this IRS shit? Well, most likely because I'm not a muggle. That's how I would put it. Um, these things are so meaningless, man. And people that work in these places, they're good people, harmless people. But it's like, why would you even work in a place like that if the work that you do is absolutely meaningless, has no point? So I don't know, man. Because whatever way it is that I think this through, it really doesn't matter, mate. Life could be without that thing, There isn't any need for that. Yeah, I really don't want to deal with this, man, at all. But I will because I have to. I'm alone for everything. All the shit that I have to deal with, I'm alone for absolutely everything. And I wouldn't want to be alone, all the time. That's in human nature. You can't really do everything by yourself. Sometimes you would like to have, some useful companionship, that people tell you what to do or solve certain problems for you. Would be nice, man. Would be really nice, because I don't care to deal with absolutely all the shit by myself. I really don't care, man. I'm tired.